my darlings, I hope you're doing very, very well. I hope you are sitting comfortably, you are cozy, and you have your snacks and your beverages at the ready. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at Am I the Arsehole Tattoo Edition. For those of you that don't know, Am I the Arsehole is a Reddit subreddit page where people ask, am I the arsehole in this situation? And they will tell stories as to where they may have been in the wrong or they may not have been in the wrong. And people vote as to whether someone is an arsehole or not. I've been doing these for a while now and I absolutely love Am I the Arsehole related videos. I just feel like they're a good background noise video. So if I'm here with you right now as a background noise while you're cleaning or cooking, doing artwork, doing work, I appreciate that because I love a background video. And the fact that some of you choose me as your background noise, I don't know, like I honestly feel like that's like the highest compliment. Like I feel like some creators would be annoyed to know that they are just, you know, in the background and people aren't, you know, paying too much attention to them, right? I think it's a content creator ego thing, I don't know. But for me, I feel honored because I love hearing people while I'm doing things. Because for me, like putting on a TV show, no, because I will just sit down and pay attention to the TV show, right? But when it comes to like podcasts or YouTube videos on in the background, it's so much easier to get your tasks done, right? And you don't really, you know, have to pay attention too much, right? Also, drink time. Should I start doing this, right? Where I'm like, so what are your snacks and beverages today? Please let me know. Because I am obviously not going to eat during this video because I know that is annoying to some people, but I will drink here and there. I mean, I'll probably just cut that out while editing, but my drink of choice today is Professor Peppy. This is like the most iconic name for a drink. It's obviously a knockoff Dr. Pepper. I got it from Aldi if anyone cares. And it doesn't really taste like Dr. Pepper in my opinion. It just like, it tastes more like a cherry cola situation. I don't know. It is good though. It is very nice, especially when it's fresh out the fridge. So much like condensation, like I don't know if you can see that, but ooh, it is chilly. I love cold drinks. Just putting it out there while I'm talking so much. But as someone that loves cozy vibes, you'll be all shocked to know that I do not like warm drinks. I don't. I hate them. I just detest hot drinks. I need a drink to be freezing cold. I need it to hurt going down, you know? Like I want to feel coldness. I'm so sorry, but I paid 6k to be able to do that. It's staying in the video. Anyway, should we get into today's video? Yes, okay, great. So, the first one I'm going to read here today is, am I the arsehole for stressing my mum out because she's against tattoos and piercings? Oh gosh, I feel like all of us can relate to this in some manner, right? If you're an alternative person, raise your hands. How many times did you piss your parents off or your guardians or whoever by asking, hey, can I get my nose pierced? And you're like 12 years old. Just me on that one? Right, okay. Anyway, let's read this. So it has been voted the arsehole. It says, so I, 15 male, oh gosh, was talking with my mum, 58 female, about changing a bit my style, like letting my hair grow, painting my hair. I guess this person means dyeing their hair. But when I mentioned I plan to get a tattoo as soon as I turn 18, she went like crazy saying that tattoos are from the devil. Ooh. Detail, I just wanted to make a star in reference to JoJo's birthmark. So I asked about piercings and her face went from shopping groceries to hell no. She said no, not even when I'm 18. So next day I decided to piss her off because she pissed me off. So I decided not to help with chores like washing dishes, leaving the sink a mess, leaving school supplies thrown around the room, dirty socks on the bed, etc. She's generally just controlling, not letting me make decisions, nor respecting simple wishes. Am I the arsehole? Oh gosh. So I definitely feel like we have an angsty teen here. I can only speak for myself obviously, but I feel like we've all been there maybe. Where we've had a little bit of a tantrum because we haven't got our way, because, you know, hormones and emotions and all of that, right? Like, I feel like we can't be too harsh on this, you know, young man because I feel like we've all been there. But also, like, when you're 15, you have to listen to your parents as much as it sucks. I know, been there. Especially when it comes to stuff like this, like you're living under that person's roof. You kind of have to respect them and their wishes until you're at least of legal age. Because when this person is 18, I don't know where they live, but they did say, you know, they want to get a tattoo when they're 18. So I guess that's the legal age to get a tattoo where they live. When this person turns 18, technically they can do what they want. You know, he can go ahead and get the tattoo. And yeah, his mum is not going to be happy about that by any means. But I guess it's his body, his choice at that point. But until then, it's best to just respect your parents, right? Like, I feel like voting this person an arsehole seems very extreme to me. Because again, if we put into consideration, he's 15, he's an angsty teen, just wants some self-expression, and his mum's like, no. So he's having a little bit of a tantrum. I don't know, half arsehole, is that a thing? Can you be like a half arsehole? I have seen some of your comments where you've said, hey, Lauren, anytime you do a Reddit themed video, can you read the comments and see what people say? And I'm gonna start doing that. I appreciate your feedback so much. So yeah, we're gonna do that now. We're gonna look at some of the comments. I don't want to read too many comments, but we'll look at some. Okay, so one person said, based on your level of maturity, you very much don't seem ready for tattoos or alterations. You have some growing up to do. You're the asshole. I somewhat agree with this. Like, the person that did write this did seem kind of immature, and you know, to make such big permanent decisions like a tattoo, I feel like you do maybe possibly need to be a little bit more mature, because you're making permanent decisions. And obviously with tattoos, yes, you can get them lasered off. It's really not that deep at the end of the day, but that's obviously a lot of hassle. You're the arsehole. When you are an independent adult, you can get tattoos or piercings if you want, and it won't be any of your mother's business. Right now, you are 15. Stop trying to annoy your mother by telling her all about the things she dislikes that you're going to do when you're 18, and do your chores. You know what? I agree with this. That pretty much nails it right there. You know, like, not to talk down to a 15-year-old, but like, again, we've all been 15. Right, we all think we know it all when we're 15, and sometimes we are right when we're 15, no doubt about it. There's definitely plenty of times I was correct as a 15-year-old when it comes to, you know, disagreements with my mother. That's me being a massive Capricorn though. But yeah, I think it's just about respect and what have you. Again, this person can do what they want when they're 18. I fully back that. Eesh, your mum's views are so outdated. They should be written on... What is that? Papyrus? Oh, I'm butchering that. But you still need to take care of yourself and your space. Once you're 18, you can do whatever you want. I get that it's annoying, but you need to be the adult right now if she won't, and be a responsible person. Ooh, okay. And then someone else did say, Ish, you're both acting out. I do kind of see that. The thing is, I obviously don't agree with the whole tattoos are from the devil thing. You know, like, that's just a bit extreme in my opinion. Am I the arsehole for considering not going to a wedding because I was told my tattoos will ruin the pictures? Oh, this person has been voted not the arsehole, and just from that title alone, I fully agree. This has happened to me. I think I've told this story anyway, but we'll get into that in a minute. I am due to be a bridesmaid at my friend's wedding next weekend in London. I'm from the UK and was very much looking forward to it. We have been friends for over 20 years and never had any problems before. Another girl from our friendship group, also a bridesmaid, mentioned a few weeks back that the bride was trying to find a way to keep me out of the photos as she was worried I would overshadow her. The bride is gorgeous, by the way. This is 100% impossible. I didn't think much of it, as I didn't think it would be true. Anyway, last night I had a text from the bride asking if I would mind staying out of the photos as my tattoos may ruin them. For context, I have a full sleeve that would be visible in the dress, but all the bridesmaids and the bride will also have visible tattoos. Mine are larger though. I've agreed because ultimately it's her day, she's paid for it. I don't want to create any drama on her special day, but it's made me feel quite upset. Will I be the asshole if I made an excuse to not go? Wow. If nobody else had tattoos, I could kind of understand what the bride is saying, right? But I also don't agree with it. But I would kind of understand that this bridesmaid would stick out a little bit. I don't agree with it, but I could understand what the bride is saying. But because the bride and other bridesmaids have tattoos themselves, what is the problem? Jealousy? Is it jealousy that this was going to be a bridesmaid has much better tattoos than them? The sleeve is popping more, better quality. Like, what else could it be? I'm so glad that this person was voted not the arsehole, because they absolutely are not the arsehole in this situation. I would be pretty upset too, to be honest. Again, it seems so hypocritical that even the bride has tattoos, but this bridesmaid, because I guess she has more coverage, God forbid, or better tattoos, God forbid, she's gonna stick out or what? Like, I don't get it. And the fact that they have been friends for over 20 years and this bride is being so shallow. Oh my God, like, what the? I would never dream of excluding my best friend from my wedding because, oh, I don't know, her hair's blonde. And even though I'm naturally blonde, maybe I don't like blonde hair. This is obviously fake. I love blonde hair. But could you just imagine? Like, you would want your friend of 20 years to be by your side, surely. All over a tattoo. What is wrong with people? Like, people do the most insane shit for a photo or for the gram. But yeah, as I was saying, this kind of thing has happened to me. Kind of. Not as bad as this by any means. Well, kind of. My ex-best friend, you don't know her. Because me and Yasmin have been best friends for, well, since 2009. Can't do the maths on that. But yeah, my best friend before Yasmin and what have you. Oh, she basically put me in this kind of situation as well. She kind of told me to stop getting tattooed because she was engaged and she wanted me to be a bridesmaid. And obviously she didn't want me to have any more tattoos than I already had. And this was at a point where I didn't have that many tattoos. This was, how many years ago was this? I think I was 21, 22. I was obviously still friends with her while I was still best friends with Yasmin, you know, they kind of overlapped because this person was my childhood best friend and then Yasmin was like my new best friend at the time, but now she's my like lifelong best friend. Confusing, I know. Anyway, but yeah, like being told that you shouldn't get more tattoos because of someone's wedding. I don't, maybe I don't take weddings that seriously or feel like you should put your life on hold for someone's wedding. You know, like I shouldn't have to, or anyone else shouldn't have to stop getting tattooed for a wedding unless you obviously want to. But if someone tells you to, that's just so icky to me. You know, like what's next? Don't dye your hair. Don't put any more weight on. Don't lose any more weight. Don't get plastic surgery. Don't live your life. Like, it's so controlling. But yeah, anyway, back to my ex-best friend story. She didn't end up getting married. She split up with her fiance and we're obviously, you know, no longer friends. There was no like bad blood or drama or anything. We kind of just drifted apart. I mean, yeah, we're just not the same kind of people as opposed to my best friend Yasmin who, you know, we are basically two peas in a pod kind of thing. Like we're so very similar and have the same views and interests and we get on very well and what have you. So anyway, let's read some of the comments on this. So someone said, not the arsehole. I can't believe I've only just clocked this person's username while editing and I just had to point it out now because what the fuck? PM me your tits boobs. Excluding a bridesmaid from wedding photos feels to me extremely disrespectful. I don't think I've seen cases where the bridesmaids outshone the bride. If she had any issues with you, she should have never asked you to be one. I think this is meant to say I would have probably done the same if I was in your shoes. If I was invited to be part of the wedding party and asked to stay out of photos, I would have found an excuse to not go to the wedding, which honestly same. Like I don't want to be excluded because I have some tattoos. Like if you're gonna exclude me for such a silly reason, like why are we even friends? Like don't invite me, I'll stay at home and, you know, watch Gilmore Girls under a blanket, please and thank you. But then also it's like, do you really want to destroy a friendship over that? Like a part of me was like, oh, I'll just let it go, like it's their big day, like whatever. But then also, why are you like this? Like this is a tricky one. Anyway, not the arsehole. If she felt this way, I wonder why she didn't choose long sleeve dresses. Exactly. And then someone replied saying, if she felt this way, why did she ask OP to be a bridesmaid in the first place? Exactly. You could have just not asked. I guess it was probably a case of, oh, I better ask her because she's been my friend for 20 years or something. I don't know. Not the arsehole. What's the point of you being in the wedding when not in the wedding photos? If you're a bridesmaid, it should mean the bride loves you for you. Exactly. Exactly! There shouldn't be terms and conditions to someone being a bridesmaid. It should be a, hey, can you stand up here with me? Because I love you. You've been my friend for 20 years and I need your support and I need you to be there while I marry this other person. I want you to be right there as a witness for this because you're important to me. I don't care what you like. If I don't know if I'll ever get married, it's not like a huge importance to me or anything like that. Like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's never been a life goal for me personally. If I was to get married, I'd want Yasmin to be standing up there with me. And I don't care if she's in her pajamas. I don't care if she's not brushed her hair. I don't care if she's got spag bol down her from the night before, right? Like, as long as she's there. Like, I just, some friendships are so, what's the word? I don't know what the word is, but I'm sure you know what I mean, right? I'm scrolling to see if there is any people being like, you're the arsehole. And everyone seems to be saying that the original poster is not the arsehole here. Will I be the arsehole if I told my sister it's a bad idea to start learning to tattoo at home? Oh, no, 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 no. This person has been voted the arsehole, which is kind of shocking, but okay, let's go. For some context, my mum used to be a tattoo artist 15 plus years ago and stopped to pursue another career. Recently, she's bought fake skin and an Amazon tattoo machine to practice again as a hobby. She doesn't want to tattoo anymore, just use it for fun. My sister has a lot of tattoos and is over 21. Told my mum that she wants to learn how to tattoo from home using the fake skin and tattoo machine and wants to eventually give herself a small tattoo. Oh god. My mum isn't against the idea, which I think is weird. I think this is a terrible idea altogether. I don't think tattooing actual skin is a hobby. It's a job for professionals. Also, my sister doesn't know anything about bloodborne pathogen training. Does this person watch me? And doesn't know how deep or light to use the tattoo machine. I know some tattoo beginners and tattoo scratchers are amazing, but I don't trust my sister yet to make mistakes. Her lines are a bit shaky and unsaturated. Yesterday she was practicing on the fake skin and then decided to give herself small dots without even changing the needle. Which I believe is contamination. I think they mean cross-contamination. She was showing me tattoo designs yesterday and expressed interest in tattooing me and got upset when I told her I don't trust her not to scar me. It's her body and choice to learn how to tattoo herself, but I think it's a terrible idea. I don't want to cave and have a terrible tattoo or for her to tattoo herself and end up hating it. She's picky about how other artists do her tattoos. If I told her to stop trying to learn how to tattoo at home, will I be the arsehole? Okay, I'm gonna read the edits after I've made my opinions about the first part, right? This is a tricky one because there's a chance that this sister is being somewhat, maybe possibly supervised or mentored by her mother, who was a tattoo artist at one point. And sure, maybe this mother hasn't picked up a tattoo machine in 15 years, but I'm sure she's retained some information and some knowledge. So this sister isn't going in blind per se. She'll have someone telling her some information. I hope anyway. I could be wrong. She could be doing this from, you know, YouTube tutorials or TikTok tutorials or whatever, right? It could be a recipe for disaster. As you may know, I'm very much for tattoo artists learning through an apprenticeship, learning through a mentor, and learning over a long period of time and learning how to be a safe tattoo artist, learning about bloodborne pathogens and cross-contamination, sepsis, infections, and everything that could go wrong when it comes to, you know, tattooing, and making sure a tattoo apprentice or a tattoo trainee is also an artist and knows what would make a good tattoo, because not all art translates very well as a tattoo. And there is so many other things as well that you need to learn to become a decent tattoo artist. However, I will say that there are so many decent self-taught tattoo artists out there that ended up learning how to do things correctly. They did spend hours and hours at home practicing on fake skin with their, you know, cheap fake skin and Amazon tattoo kits and all of that. I myself personally don't have anything against that. Like, if you're going to pick up a tattoo machine and some fake skin, as long as you're doing that and you're being as safe as you most possibly can, there's not so much an issue. You know, it's an art form. It's a dangerous art form, but it's an art form. You know, I've seen some incredible works of art on fake skin. Like, it's amazing what people can do on that rubbery piece of ham. But you kind of cross a line when you do tattoo yourself or other people without, you know, being mentored by a professional tattoo artist. And again, their mum's there that was a tattoo artist, but how much does she still know? How much involvement does she have in this situation? I don't know. But yeah, it's clear to me the original poster doesn't have any ill intentions with this. They're just kind of worried about their sister's safety and or anyone that might end up being tattooed by their sister. One of the edits says, okay, I agree with everyone. Reading this post back, I might be a bit judgy, and I'm sorry for that. I won't tell her what to do. It's not my decision. I'm just more scared about tattoo infections, and maybe I'm projecting that. Thank you, everyone. I do think it's cool to learn it as a skill, but maybe I'm too judgy about what it takes to be a tattoo artist. I do think it would be cool for my sister to give me a tattoo, but I don't trust her yet. Thank you, everyone. Which I feel like is fair enough. Again, it's maybe because of the type of content I do, but I personally don't feel like this person's being judgy. I feel like they are definitely coming at it as a, oh, yikes, I'm concerned about her safety. I'm concerned that she might get a tattoo infection. I'm concerned she's gonna hurt herself, because tattooing can be deadly. It sounds so dramatic, I know, but if you give someone a tattoo infection and they get sepsis, which then can lead into organ failure, which then can lead into death, it's not pretty. It's not something you should be taking, you know, lightly. Some people see me as a fun ruiner, and I'm sorry. Edit 2, it's me again, 2 days later, and I agree that I'm the asshole here. Oh no, I wouldn't say that. She's tattooed little stars on herself and they look really good, and I've been more encouraging thanks to you guys. I've also been reading on tattoo scratchers how not everyone can afford to be an apprentice, so saying that tattooing has to be professional is elitist of me, and I realise that now. I appreciate everyone saying I'm the asshole. I'm trying to be more supportive now. Thank you, everyone, again. Oh no, please don't back down. We need more people like you. Like, I for sure, again, I'm very aware getting an apprenticeship is incredibly hard. It does take a lot of work, but like, has this sister even tried to get an apprenticeship? Has she got a portfolio full of drawings? I don't think so. Because this has been a, oh, I just fancy doing this now kind of thing. So she wouldn't have built up a portfolio to get an apprenticeship, you know? Like, she's cutting all of the steps that makes a good tattoo artist, in my opinion. And you know what? If that makes me elitist, I'll wear that crown. Let's read the comments, though. I've got a feeling this is going to enrage me. I don't see the issue here. Sister is wanting to learn a new hobby. At least she's practicing on fake skin and herself, not out there leaving others with permanent mistakes. Of course, her lines will be shaky and she will be unsure of the needle depth and stuff because she's new to it all, but it seems like the mum can help her with those things. The professionals had to start somewhere. I understand original poster's concern about potential contamination, but crapping on your sister's new hobby is an asshole move. The thing with tattooing, it's a dangerous hobby, you know? Like, again, you can seriously harm someone. You could kill someone. It's not like starting pottery, starting crocheting, starting knitting, where, all right, you may stab yourself with a knitting needle, but, you know, you're not stabbing other people with knitting needles. I bloody hope not. Anyway, I don't know. Like, again, the sister is more than welcome to tattoo on fake skin, but I think personally it kind of crosses a line when you start tattooing yourself without doing, you know, weeks upon months of practice on fake skin like a tattoo apprentice would. You're the arsehole and I have like 50 plus tattoos and you sound like a judgy jerk to me. You don't have to get a tattoo from your sister or recommend her to your friends, but if you actively stop her from what is clearly learning and practice because you don't understand the concept of learning and practice and clearly have a weird hang up about your sister and tattoos, which is what this post sounds like, you're the arsehole. Am I in the wrong here? Because there's so many people calling the original poster an arsehole, but like, maybe I've seen too much. I've seen too many tattoo infections. I've seen what it can do to someone. I've seen how it can hospitalize you. I've seen how it can, you know, put you into a coma. You know, doing tattoos is just not something you should play around with and take lightly. Yeah, everyone is basically saying that this person is the arsehole. I would love to know your thoughts and opinions on this. Okay, I'm gonna read one more for this video. Am I the arsehole for telling my boyfriend now is not the time to get a new tattoo? Ooh, it depends on the situation. Like, do they share finances? Because if that's the case, then that might be the problem. They have been voted not the arsehole. Okay, let's read this. I, 27 female, have been with my partner for 3 years, 40 male, and this evening has brought on an argument. Oh, lovers tiff. For the last year, we have been struggling financially, there we go, after leaving my job due to severe depression issues and finding a new one that pays slightly less. We share an account and any extra tip money I get as a bartender still ends up going towards things we or our animals need. Gas, groceries, pet supplies, money for laundromat. Tonight he drops on me. He put a deposit on a tattoo after a week ago getting a raise that boosts him maybe $400 a month. We are usually late on rent or stressing to make rent, and other things are faltering to make sure it happens on time, and constantly going in the negative usually every other week, about $300 to $400 due to his own loans, credit card payments. I usually and have been behind a month or two on my car note for about 6 months and usually have to ask my dad to borrow money. He drops this on me this evening and that he made the appointment for this next week just on a whim. And mind you, I don't tell him he couldn't. I did, however, vocalize that it was very selfish to prioritize his own want over our financial needs when we are coming up on one of those weeks where we usually go in the negative and have a $300 electric payment, $500 car payment, a $200 phone payment, along with some of those smaller bills. But he chose not to communicate and talk through that decision first before committing to it. And when I expressed this, told me too bad, I'm allowed to treat myself, I work my ass off. I feel bad even spending a little extra on myself without talking to him first about it. And it caused a full-blown 2-hour argument, bringing up topics that weren't even a part of the topic, and that he's not coming home because of it, and not wanting to come in and get into it with me. Oh my god, big lovers tiff right there. I'm exhausted. I'm actually, oh my god. Wow, okay, 2 secs. I understand the person that posted this, because honestly, I'd be pissed too. I'm always in two minds when it comes to financial things, because the boyfriend is right. He does deserve to treat himself. He does, deserve a tattoo or whatever he wants to spend his money on, because life sucks. They're going through financial struggles. I don't want to assume, but I'm going to assume that they, again, don't spend too much money on themselves. They basically pay for bills, food, and that's about it. They don't have fun money. That can really, really do a number on someone. Just to wake up, go to work, pay bills, go to sleep. I'm very understanding of that, because I hate when, some people are like, oh, God forbid that you spend $5 on a coffee and here you are struggling to pay rent. And it's just like I get what you're saying, but also people should be allowed to treat themselves, please. Life is so dark and miserable, and if someone wants to buy a $5 coffee or a $5 sandwich, but then again an expensive tattoo in comparison to a $5 sandwich, it's a bit different, isn't it, really? It would probably have been better should the boyfriend gone to the girlfriend who he shares a bank account with and said, hey, I've been thinking about booking a tattoo. If we can afford it, is it possible? I just feel like communication is key in this situation. Like, me and my boyfriend, Tom, who I've been together with for, how many years? It'll be 6 years in January, right? We don't share a bank account. It's a case of, I know how much money I need to give to him each month, and then money comes out of an account that he has. Obviously, I know the ins and outs. I don't just, willy-nilly send him money. I know what is happening with the finances and the bills and what have you, right? Jesus, I'm too much of a Capricorn for that. Both get very, very anxious about bills and making sure we pay on time and correctly and all of that, right? So anyway, but yeah, I don't have a joint account with him per se, but should we, then I would 100% expect Tom to communicate the fact that, hey, I'd like to get a tattoo and I'm going to be using this money from our joint account because that's where all our money goes. Is that okay? Can we afford it? I fully believe that the original poster for this is not the arsehole by any means, because yeah, it's just like a respect thing. But yeah, I feel like the boyfriend might be a teeny bit of an arsehole in this situation just for the lack of communication skills, Do Dude, you are dating a 40-year-old man, baby. It's disgusting to be that selfish at that age. Leave him and find someone that doesn't hold you back. Oh, okay. I mean, I am the first to be a man hater, and I didn't even think about it from that direction. You know, I tried to be understanding. I tried to see his side. I tried to see the original poster's side. But now I've read that, I'm like, oh, okay, we're really going there. Okay, people on Reddit don't hold back. Okay, fair. Not the arsehole, but why are you with someone that age who can't manage his finances? Oh, no. Oh, I'm about to read a lot of stuff like this, aren't I? Not the arsehole, but you would start questioning the relationship. He's 40 and can't even budget. Oh, I don't like this whole like budget finance shaming thing, because like sometimes people do just have to start over again. Like, we don't know this boyfriend's past. There's every chance that he's been married before, has a family, has to pay for kids or whatever. Like, we don't know the full story. You know, like divorces financially ruin people sometimes, or maybe he's had a failed business. We don't know the full story as to why someone might be financially struggling, and I find it icky being like, oh my god, he's 40 and he can't even budget. Like, he'll get your life together. Like, I don't like that. That's so icky to me. Like, financially struggling can happen to literally anyone at any time, and when people are like, ew, you know, I can budget, so why can't this 40-year-old man do it? Just gives me the ick. The person that wrote this could, you know, one day wake up and start financially struggling, could lose a lot of money, could have a house fire, a flat fire, could lose their job, whatever it may be. I don't know, but I hate financial shaming so much. Like, sure, okay, maybe he might be financially irresponsible because he is out here booking a tattoo when they're struggling to pay bills. Again, sure. Because another one like this, not the arsehole, you need to rethink being in a relationship with someone who is this financially unstable at 40. Oh, again, this whole like age shaming, financial instability shaming. Oh god, I hate it. Also, get your own bank account if he's this selfish with money when he knows you're struggling to make ends meet. That could be maybe a bit of decent advice, but then they still are gonna have to, you know, pay bills. Or again, maybe she pays all the bills and he just gives her money, kind of thing. I don't know. Like, not the arsehole, treating yourself is $40, not $400. You know what? I can see that. I can see that. My husband and I have a rule that any purchases over $100 gets discussed to be sure we're in a spot to do it. I do like that. I do like that. I had originally leaned towards $50, but hubby wanted $100 and I was okay with that. I keep track of the finances fairly exclusively while he makes all the dough. Love it. I let him know when we get to a spot where $100 purchases is gonna hurt us. Does your husband deserve the tattoo with all the work he does? Absolutely, but deserving isn't quite enough in our current climate. If this had been a discussion, you could have saved X dollars a week in a jar to make sure he gets the tattoo in a reasonable time without completely making everything way worse. I won't tell you that spending money on yourselves is irresponsible, because we have to in order to get our spirits up and survive, but there is a way to do it responsibly and not at the cost of other slightly more important things. Self-care is important. This is my favorite comment. I agree with everything about this. This person goes on to talk about how they budget and manage their finances, and it's very, very precise, and I live for it. It's great. I'm here for this. But yeah, it seems like the consensus is the original poster isn't the arsehole, and the boyfriend needs to, you know, start acting right. Anyways, my darlings, that is it for today's video. I just want to say thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me for a little while. Please make sure you leave your thoughts and opinions about each story that I have read in today's video. I look forward to your opinions and what you would do in these scenarios, should you be in these scenarios. And yeah, that's it. I just want to say thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me for a little while. And until my next video, stay safe, stay well, and yeah, until my next one, bye.